clerk to call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Public Safety Committee, Legislator Sela Bino, Minority Leader Kavan Abrahams, Ranking Member Laura Curran, thank you, Legislator Denise Ford, Legislator Vincent Muscarella, Legislator Laura Schaefer, and Chairman Steve Rhodes.
Present.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. First item we have on the agenda is clerk item number 448 of 17. It is a resolution authorizing the county executive to execute an amendment to a grant agreement between the County of Nassau, acting on behalf of the District Attorney's Office, and the Women's Opportunity Rehabilitation Center, Incorporated. Do we have a motion? So moved by Legislator Schaefer. Second by Legislator Ford. Do we have someone here from the District Attorney's Office?
Yes, sir. Bob McManus, District Attorney's Office.
Thank you, Mr. McManus.
This is a one-year extension of an agreement between the District Attorney's Office and Women's Opportunity Rehabilitation Center, a not-for-profit corporation located in Hempstead. The District Attorney's Office has a long-standing partnership with WORC. They provide counseling and employment assistance to women referred by the courts as a diversion to incarceration, as well as serving the needs of women who have been released from jail or prison. The goal of the program is to reduce the likelihood that the clients will return to criminal activity. This contract is funded by New York State forfeiture funds awarded to the District Attorney as a result of our participation in criminal investigations.
Thank you, Mr. McManus. Do we have any questions from the legislators? Legislator Ford.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
This sounds like an absolutely wonderful program. And I just am curious, what is the success rate for, with dealing with these women? Do you find that it's been proven very effective?
I know it's a very effective organization that has achieved excellent results. I don't have any statistics with me right now,
yeah,
but I know that the courts, in regards to the court system, WORC is considered a valuable resource.
So they would actually go there. Does this have any involvement, like I know there are like basically what you call halfway houses, that women who leave, incarceration, that they go to some of these places in order to stay there until they acclimate themselves back into society? Does this also help these women find that type of housing, or?
It does not help them find housing in what you refer to as halfway houses, but it does provide services to people who are living in that environment temporarily.
So if you live there, then you can end up go sign up, and you could go there and help them get jobs and any type of assistance that they may need.
And that's correct, and also help you prepare for prepare resumes, prepare interviews, and things like that.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Legislator Curran.
Hi.
Hi.
I will add, I have visited this program, and they do a lot with this $75,000. They get a lot of volunteers to help the women. They have a little teeny tiny shoebox office, and it's very, very impressive. It's sort of an unsung hero in the diversion world, and I'm really happy to see that we will be voting on this today.
They have recently moved to quarters that are just a little bit bigger.
That's good to hear.
Any other questions or comments from the legislators? Any public comment? Seeing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor of clerk item number 448-17, please signify so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the resolution is referred to finance.
Thank you.
Next up is clerk item 458 of 17. It's an ordinance supplemental to the annual appropriation ordinance in connection with the police department. Do we have anyone here from the police department? Actually, first I should ask for a motion. Motion by Legislator Schaefer, seconded by Legislator Ford.
Good afternoon. Lieutenant Greg Stefanoff. Item 458 of 17 is a supplemental to the annual appropriation for the police department. This is to appropriate $500,000 from asset forfeiture to actually accommodate the next item, 459, which I have Commissioner Ryder and Assistant Commissioner Fox here to speak upon.
If there's no objection, perhaps we should call 459 then at the same time. 459 is a resolution authorizing the county executive to execute a cooperative agreement and license with the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation in relation to a new environmental education and resiliency center. Do we have a motion for 459? Motion by Legislator Schaefer, seconded by Legislator Ford. So both items are on the table. Commissioner Ryder.
Good afternoon, and thank you. Is this on? Yep. Good afternoon, thank you for taking the time. The item that 45917 is to build for the state of New York is building their building in the Hempstead State Lake Park. We're going to be partners in there as taking up over 1,000 square feet for our Explorers program. We currently do not have a location where the Explorers use. They bounce around from building to building depending on what event they're doing and what type of training. The idea of us getting into that building was not only for finding space for them, but was also that we're involved in the programs with the governor's office. Those programs on weekends include fishing and hiking and kayaking. All of those are in the current agreement that we have with them. Those programs will allow our explorers to teach our young kids from the neighborhoods of Hempstead and Uniondale and West Hempstead and pull them into the park, create these programs on the weekends, and our explorers will be involved. And I used to love using the word, but that free labor from the explorers. But it's also an education to then educate our young that maybe they want to, as the future grows, join into the Explorer program. But it's really about the youth in the neighborhood. It's about getting them involved into some of the programs that the park now has, but will be enhanced once they go through the whole recovery process and building of this building. No monies will be passed hands until we take residence. And if they do not complete the building, we do not have to put forward any of our monies.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Sounds like a worthwhile program. Any questions or comments from the legislators? Legislator Schaefer?
Thank you. Commissioner Ryder, how are
Yes.
you? So the building is being built by the state, you're saying? And the explorers are going to be inhabiting a portion of it. What's the program, what's the group of the state that's going to be there?
So
this
is under the New York State Storm Recovery Program.
Okay.
It's an educational building for the neighborhood, for the park.
Okay.
But we will occupy that area of 1,000 square feet in the bottom.
And in total, how big is the building? About 8,000 square feet, is that right?
It's about 6,000 square feet.
6,000, okay. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Legislator Bino.
Hello, Commissioner.
Good afternoon.
So I actually am a fan of this project. I've been meeting with the folks out of the governor's office monthly at a minimum, and I like what they're going to be doing in the park overall, and I also like that you'll take residency there. They're going to open up the park at different access and egress areas so that community can just come right into the park and be able to engage with the explorers, and I think that is absolutely fantastic. I would look forward to see what kind of, scheduling of events and programming that you'll provide there. I think it's something that will be beneficial to those that live locally and those that can travel and get there. So I think we should support this. I'm excited about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comment? Legislator Curran.
Thank you. So when it comes to the funding, there's $500,000 in asset forfeiture from us, and is there's state funding as well?
That's correct. The rest of the construction of the building is paid for by the state of New York.
Okay. All right. I have to think this would have an ancillary safety benefit to the park as well, just by the fact of its being there.
100%. So the idea of every time our explorers are out there, our law enforcement are from the community affairs. So as they're walking through in their uniform presence, along with our uniformed officers, it does give an enhanced security to the location. They're also building a soccer field in the area that will also be availed to the Explorer program.
Right. Well, I know the theme in the Nassau County Police Department is building trust between police and the communities, and this seems like one step in that endeavor.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the legislators? Any public comment? Ms. Meriday, welcome.
Welcome, or I should say welcome back, but thank you. Meta Meriday, Baldwin resident, and I would like to say that I do support and approve of this project. Okay. It's December. It's my birth month, so take
Very
the
happy
presents while
birthday.
they come. How's it my time? I haven't even started yet. Okay. That's my signal. I think this is definitely important, and for those residents who are on the South Shore, it really is about time, as I know Legislator Rhodes can attest to that, as well as Legislator Curran, because we do need to have these types of activities in these communities. It's been kind of difficult for many of our residents, as well as our young people, to get to the various activities that seem to be taking place in such a preponderance at Bethpage, and again, those parks or facilities that were kind of north of or along the 495 corridor. So we definitely support that. We are very encouraged by the activities of the Explorer program and the Explorers in terms of the things that they've done in our communities, in terms of going around and handing out flyers and public safety information. And we do look forward to working with the Commissioner on this, particularly with regard to storm resiliency, because we definitely need that. And hopefully this will be a prototype model that we can establish at other parks that make it convenient for residents and young people to participate. And we really do need to have some ongoing training and support for storm resiliency, because we're in a very vulnerable location. So I am in support of this. Record this. You may not get it again, and we'll just see what happens. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Meriday, and I am honored that I was chairing the meeting where you supported it. Is there any further public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of, and if there's no objection, we'll vote on these together. All those in favor of items 458 and 459 of 17, please signify so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Both items are agreed to and referred to Finance. There being no further business before the committee, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Legislator Ford, seconded by Legislator Schaefer. All those in favor, please signify so by saying aye. Those opposed say nay. We stand adjourned. Thank you. Who's up next?
Thank you.
Public Works is next.